Have you ever seen someone show off a comic book and you said to yourself, man, I'd love to have that, but no way. No way that'll ever happen. I'll never be able to afford that book. That book's way out of my price range. I'll never have a book like that in my collection. You ever said that? I know I've said it before, and I'll probably say it again. I know I will, because there are still some books out there that even if I could afford them, I probably wouldn't spend the money on them. But about a year ago, I made some decisions that were going to affect my comic book collecting in a very, very positive way. And that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about today, because I know I've had people say, man, how did you go from picking up stuff like Power Rangers and Mortal Kombat, stuff like that, to picking up big Silver Age keys and you know, multiple of them in a year and put them in? Like, how are you affording this? How are you able to do this now? So that's what I wanted to talk about. What changed that allowed me to be able to pick up the books that I've been picking up probably the last 6 months to a year? I did something that I think can be applied to all areas of life. You know, anytime you want to have success in life in any way, it takes hard work, dedication, and sacrifices. A little bit of luck is never a bad thing. You know, just the normal things that you would use in life in general when you want success. These are very important things, and you can apply it to comic book collecting as well. Just want to remind you guys, Two Brothers Comics is teamed with Syndicate Comics to bring you an exclusive cover for Image Comics' new oversized one-shot Supermassive. This is going to feature some first appearances of characters that are going to be teaming with Radiant Black to kick off a supermassive superhero universe for Image Comics. The description below will have a link to our website where you can pick that up. What I decided to do first was take a look at my pull list. It was a big game changer for me. I was spending $50 to $75 a week consistently just for New Comic Book Day, just for my pull list. Now, when I went back and looked at this and I made decisions on what to cut, I decided to cut out variants. I decided to cut out books that I was not reading. I was buying books that I wasn't interested in anymore, but I didn't take them off the pull list. Kind of like when you do one of those free trials for 7 days and you forget to cancel it. Kind of the same thing. Also, you might want to take a look at those. You probably have some that you're paying for that you don't need anymore, and that's another way you can help fund those comic books. So I took a lot of those variants off, and I took off books that I just was not reading anymore. Books that, you know, I had 5 or 6 issues stacked up that I was behind on, and I didn't really care either. I was like, okay, well, take that off the pull list. So I got my pull list down to about 4 or 5 titles for the whole month. That really, really helped out, because then I chopped it down so far. I was spending maybe $20, maybe $25 a month on the pull list, and I made sure to stay very strict on not adding every little thing to my pull list that I thought maybe I might like that, or ooh, look at that cover right there. That's a cool cover. I had to stop that, because honestly, cover buying is probably the most dangerous part of this hobby, because that is such a slippery slope, and once you start to slide down it, bro, there ain't no coming back. It is a hard road to get back from with the cover buys. Believe me, I know. I've been there, and I made it back alive. But I thought that was very important that I cut the pull list down significantly. Keep titles like The Walking Dead, Stillwater, things like that I really, really loved still and was really still enjoying the story. Something Is Killing the Children. But I cut out a lot of stuff that I just wasn't really into, wasn't enjoying anymore, and was just buying for cover art. That was a huge, huge help for me with being able to put money towards bigger books. Another thing I stopped doing was I stopped buying every single issue of a certain run because I thought I wanted to put the run together, but then when I get the run together, what am I going to do with the run? It's all going to sit in a box. I'm never going to look at it again. Yeah, you had that fulfillment of having that run together, but I had thought about it, and I was like, well, why am I really intent on putting this run together? What am I going to do with it once it's finished? I'm going to put it in a box, and I'm going to put it on the shelf, and it's going to collect dust. I said, I got to stop this. I got to stop this. This has to quit now. Now I've taken that money plus my pull list money. That's all being saved. That's all now expendable income that I can use to put towards bigger books. Another thing I did was I decided to get rid of all the fluff in the collection. all of the new Comic Book Day stuff that I had already read and enjoyed or never got around to reading. That just sits in the boxes, man. You buy the book, you read it, you put it in the box, and then what does it do? I know a lot of people don't feel this way about it, but this is how I was feeling about it, so I decided I got to get rid of all this stuff. It's taking up room. These are books that I'm not going to put out on display and enjoy. And if it's something that I'm just going to leave in a box and never look at again, did I really need it? And I decided no. So I sold off everything except a couple of short boxes left of stuff that I really did want to keep. I may not pull them out all the time, but I love my Turtles books. I love my Power Rangers books, so I kept all of those and just some random other stuff. So I decided to keep that stuff and get rid of everything else, and that helped out a lot. It cleared some space and clutter, and it gave me some more disposable income. Another thing I decided to do was just be a little more disciplined with my finances in general, you know? Try to be smarter with my money on what I was purchasing, not just comic books, but just in general. And, you know, my wife is a much more frugal person than I am, so she was very helpful with that, and, you know, we kind of got on the same page with it. And do we still go out and eat every now and then? Do we still probably spend money on little things we shouldn't? Yeah, of course, but, you know, it's a lot better than it was before. You know, I don't buy every comic book t-shirt I see so that I can wear it on the YouTube videos, you know, because I got like a whole stack of them hanging up in the other room over here. So I've got plenty of those. I don't need more of that, you know. Just little things. Any little thing you can do to cut down on your spending and allow yourself a little more extra to put towards the bigger books you want. This is important. This is important for me anyway, I should say. Everybody's going to have different feelings. You're going to look at your finances, where your money's going, and you might put your priorities in different orders than I did. But these are just some of the small steps I took that allowed me to focus more on the bigger books. Because look at it this way. If you have a short box full of comics, okay? Maybe there's 300 books in there. And say you want an ASM 300, okay? You take that short box full of comics. Look at every book in there. Would I trade that for an ASM 300? Would I trade that one? 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 If your answer is yes, have another box. If the answer is yes, put it in that box. If the answer is yes, put it in that box. If it's no, keep it. Everything that goes in this box, we got to get rid of that stuff. We got to move it out. It's got to go. It's got to go. I want that ASM 300. Anything that I would trade for an ASM 300, it's got to go. And you take that and you set it aside. You put it in some special place and you hold on to that. And you just keep doing that and making other steps to give yourself a little more freedom with your finances to get that ASM 300. Would you trade that lunch out, getting that sub sandwich for an ASM 300? Firehouse? We all love Firehouse. I mean, I probably wouldn't trade Firehouse for ASM 300, but I know, you get what I'm saying. Get yourself on a one-track mind. That's the biggest thing I could say. Have a one-track mind. If it's something that is really that important for you to put in your collection, one-track mind, whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. Be disciplined, make some sacrifices, and be diligent. Stay on track. Put those blinders on, because I'm telling you, it might suck a little bit. Honestly, it might suck a little bit. You hear people talking about, oh man, did you read this and did you read that? And no. But in a couple of months, look what I got. Look what I got. I got that ASM 300. And you know what? You're not even going to think about everything else that you sacrificed, that you gave up to get to it. All you're going to be thinking about is, I got this book that I said I'd never have in my collection. It was something that was way too expensive for me. And it doesn't have to be an ASM 300. That's just something I said because, well, everybody seems to love that book. But once you get that one book that you never thought you'd be able to have because it's just too much money, you finally get it. I'm telling you, everything else, it's not even going to matter. It's not even going to matter. And then, once you've got that one, you enjoy it for 24 hours, and then it's back on the grind. It's back to work. Back to work. You find that next one you really want. Sacrifices, diligence, and hard work. Stay focused. and go get them. That's all you got to do. It's not super hard. You just got to get your mind set. You got to get that mindset that nothing's going to stop you from getting those books. That's all you have to do. And I know, like, it sounds crazy. I used to think that's too. Like, I hate when people say this. I hate when people say, just put your mind to it and you can do it. I'm telling you, it's crazy, but, you know, I have found that at least when it comes to buying comic books, it works. It works. Now, does it work for becoming a millionaire in a year? Hey, Dave Ramsey says sure, but I haven't tried that one yet. But I know when it comes to comic books and getting those big books you want, it will happen. Stop buying the mystery boxes, because really, why anyway would you do that? Stop buying all these minor keys, you know, ooh, this is cool, this is a good deal. Just because it's a good deal don't mean you have to have it. Because I'll tell you something, if something's 50% off, but you weren't going to buy it to start with, and the only reason why you're buying it is because it's 50% off, you're still not saving money. You're not. So that's just how I looked at it, you know. I mean, you can obviously, you can go to the, you know, shop, pick up the new Comic Book Dave books and flip them, and, you know, if you want to go that route, go that route. To me, that is just too much work. It takes too much time and energy, and I would rather go the other route and do the other things that I've been doing. And to me, the money piled up faster. It didn't take as much time to try to figure out what's going to make the money, what's going for more than cover price. This is the big book this week, and I got to get this on the pull list. You got to look through the Previews World magazine. You got to be doing the FOC for all these books. What's the hot cover? And then you don't even know if it's actually going to pan out for you either. It might flop. Then you've spent money on these books hoping they're going to pay out, and they don't. Now you're further away from your goal. So if you're going to go that route, just know you have to put the work in. You have to put the work in and really, really know what it is you're buying. You have to be able to be sure that that book is going to pan out for you, because you don't want to get yourself further away by doing that. And there's a lot of guys out there, Skeff, Comic Knowledge, who are great at that game. Great at that game. And I'm telling you, like, I don't know how he does it. I don't know how guys like that do it. And I just applaud them, because the guy's good at it. These guys are good at it. But if it's something you're just starting out in, I'm telling you, be careful, ask questions, do your homework. But if that's not the route you want to go, then hopefully the other things that I explained that I'm doing are things that can help you as well. But like I said, the biggest thing is stay focused on that one book you want to get, be diligent, and make the sacrifices. Work hard, work that overtime, baby. Don't be scared to work some extra hours, work that overtime, you know, work them side jobs. I'm telling you, whatever you got to do, if it's that important to you, make it happen. That's it. That's all there is to it. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please drop some comments and let me know, what have you done to obtain that one book you never thought would be in your collection? And what book was it? Or maybe you haven't been able to do that yet. Hopefully, I've been able to inspire some folks and give them some ideas on ways that they can get there. And I hope that some of you guys drop comments and give your ideas and things that you've done and have helped you to get these big books that you really want. Guys, if you enjoyed the video, please make sure you hit the like button, comment, and subscribe. As always, collect your way.